Well, a full-size keyboard that doesn't feel boring, a clean 98% layout, solid sound. Well, let's find out. Hey, I'm Santa and welcome to the channel where I try to review products with real facts without sugarcoating and marketing hype. Just honest reviews you can actually trust. This is MCHOSE G98 Pro. Well, inside the box we have two extra switches, a keycap puller, a standard Type-C cable with a branded Velcro and some user guides. With a bonus dust cover and finally our keyboard. And the color theme is insanely good. There's also this foam sheet within the box and I think we can use this to mod our keyboard if needed. Now camera don't do justice, but the keycap color tone looks really sleek. And at the back we have some sturdy flippy feet and rubber grips. And a metal decorative plate with MCHOSE branding. And on this side we have magnetic dongle storage with a small magnetic cutout, which is really nice as compared to the other keyboards. And the toggle switch is on the left top side to switch between other connectivity modes, which is way more convenient and practical. Now before diving further into the review, let's look at the product page. Now I got this keyboard from NMPC and I have also listed out some discounts which you can check at the description, and we can see quick highlights like offering gasket mount, 8000 mAh battery, 5 layer of sound dampenings, which we will also see ourselves during disassembly, with a flex cut PCB, double shot PBT keycaps and almost everything which you expect from a decent keyboard. Now this keyboard also comes with ultra low latency performance chip installed, which is responsible to give you a faster response during gaming sessions, but honestly you won't be able to tell the difference with this feature turned on or off. There's also a web-based software for this keyboard which is quite convenient with basic clean UI and options, and you can also see battery percentage here, check the keyboard settings and set macros without needing to install any external software on your system. Now let's turn on our keyboard to look at the RGB, and it's pretty good. There's also this light bar which is also customizable as well as can be used to check the battery status. Now in past I have also reviewed a similar keyboard from Ola, and the design language from front is almost identical, but the specs vary a little bit. You can also check the full video here. Now I just wanted to compare the RGB of these two keyboards side by side, and the RGB dispersion and brightness looks better on MCHOSE when comparing side by side to Ola. And also do note that Ola F99 variant is the one with north facing LED, while the MCHOSE is the one with south facing LED, and this is how it looks in the dark. Now this board uses 3-tone double shot PBT keycaps which looks really good, and this variant also comes with TTC flame orange switches with an LED diffuser, but there are other variants with other switches as well. Also do note that this is hot swappable with south facing LED, and here's a quick sound test. Now the upper row is fine, but as we move downwards the lower row starts to sound a bit different and hollow, and for some reason it feels surprisingly stiff and I can't feel the gasket performance. And the spacebar feels quite hollow regardless of the gap being filled properly with the foam, and stabs are also looped quite well. Let's dig further inside and try to open up our keyboard. Now if you are new to the keyboard, you really don't need to open up the keyboard unless you really want to experiment or customize the sound profile. And remember, about 70% of your keyboard sound depends on the type of switches that you use. While some premium keyboards come with screws to easily open up the board, majority of the budget keyboards in a ABS build are going to come with some screwless design, which is quite difficult to open in comparison, and this board was no exception. And it took me about 20 minutes to finally open up the frame, so be very careful as you could hurt your fingers or break your keyboard if you are trying it for the first time. Now slowly lift the keyboard and you will see some wires connected to the PCB, and these were also very tight to remove, so be very cautious, try not to break anything. Now let's start with the bottom, and we have two 4000 mAh batteries and then a silicone base layer, which is good, but it's not covering the entire space and hence the reason to the hollowness at the lower row. And then we have a cutout foam which is with the right amount of density, and then we have our flex cut PCB, and I highly suggest doing a tape mode on this one. These are are silicone gaskets, which are surprisingly quite thin to give a proper gasket performance. Well, MCHOSE definitely hold back with silicone on this keyboard. And the sandwich layer also consists of one pet sheet layer and two foam layers. I also tried adding the foam that came within the box, but due to slim design of the keyboard, the foam turned out to be a little thick to fit inside. I also tried cutting out the foam and tried to fit it in, but it still wasn't enough. So for modding, I'd suggest sticking with the thin packaging foam and tape mode. Now let's put back our board and close the joints and make sure our keyboard turns on. And for spacebar, I used the same foam and made some cutouts and tucked it underneath and made cutouts for the joints, else it will interfere with the working. And here's the sound test. As per my final thoughts, if you are looking for a keyboard with a numpad, you can definitely consider this keyboard with a decent build and performance, but it might require some sort of fine tuning depending on your preference for the sound. You might like it straight away, or you might want to fine tune it a little bit. But let me know what you think about this keyboard in the comments, and wish you all a very happy new year, and I'll see you in 2026.